In a bid for power, mankind has fought and colonized for land, resources, and glory through colonization. There have been many conquerors throughout the history, from Napoleon to Hitler to Genghis Khan, that have come close to world domination. However, we have narrowed it down to the two most successful in history, Julius Caesar and Alexander the Great. And we will be comparing them to see who will come up on top as the most successful one.
So, an introduction to Julius Caesar first. He was born during 100 BC and sadly died in 44 BC at the age of 56 years old. During his life, he founded the Roman Empire, which lasted for around 1,500 years after his death. It was also recorded one of the largest empires in history, expanding up to 4.4 million kilometers. It was estimated the half of size of modern-day China. He made sure that military veterans had land after their service and gave land to the poorer Romans. He became famous because he expanded Rome's geographic reach and established its imperial system.
Now, we will be introducing Alexander the Great. He was a Macedonian prince born in 356 BC and died in 323 BC at the age of 32. He conquered Persia, Egypt, Mesopotamia, Syria, India, and more. He was taught by one of the most famous philosophers in history, Aristotle, in his teenage years. He set out to conquer the world when he was 18 and won his first battle. He went on to forge the largest Western empire of the ancient world.
The Roman Empire at its height was the most extensive political and social structure. There have been many arguments between who was the most successful conqueror, but there is a clear reason why Julius Caesar is better regarded. He not only turned Rome from a republic to an empire, but his influence helped it remain strong for hundreds of years after his death. After his death, his grandnephew Augustus took over as the first emperor of the Roman Empire, which lasted from 27 BCE to 476 CE, a total of 507 years, despite the constant overthrow and assassination of emperors.
Caesar managed to completely change the destiny of Rome. His personality, combined with his incredible knowledge and great military strategy, made it possible for him to rule the Roman Empire and allow it to greatly prosper. What was once a crumbling republic was transformed into a very strong and powerful empire. His role in bringing about change and power to his country was undeniable. He carried out much needed reform, relieving debt, enlarged the Senate, built the Forum, and revised the calendar.
The Roman Empire at its height was the most extensive political and social structure in the Western civilization. The influence of the Roman Empire on Western civilization was profound in its lasting contributions to virtually every aspect of the Western culture. In comparison, the power vacuum which followed Alexander's death, it was inevitable that successors who controlled different parts of Alexander's empire fell to fighting one another. The Roman Empire at its height was the most extensive political and social structure in the Western civilization. The influence of the Roman Empire on Western civilization was profound in its lasting contributions to virtually every aspect of the Western culture. In comparison, the power vacuum which followed Alexander's death, it was inevitable that successors who controlled different parts of Alexander's empire fell to fighting one another. His empire would be split into four kingdoms, and the wars between them would go on and drag for 2 decades.
During Alexander's lifetime, he never lost a battle that he fought in a span of 13 years, even conquering armies that were bigger than his own. He was a military genius who used skill, ingenuity, and lateral thinking to defeat often vastly superior forces on a host of different locations and situations.
As Napoleon said, successful generalship requires a synergistic combination of successful strategy and successful tactics. For Alexander to conquer an entity of the type and size of a Persian empire,
Alexander kept his father's program of transforming the traditional Macedonian citizen army into a professional, highly trained fighting force that owed allegiance as well as keeping technical and tactical innovations. Longer spears and